Okay, here I am on Hollywood Beach. This is Friday, April 3rd, 2020. We're deep into the coronavirus pandemic right now. To give it a little bit of perspective, the last week of January, I remember there was a report that of the first case in the U.S. where someone had caught the coronavirus from someone else in the U.S. Prior to that, every case that had been identified was someone who had been returning from China. Of course, Wuhan, China was the area where it first appeared. Fast forward a couple of months, a little over 2 months, and now we've got 1,018,000 cases identified worldwide, 53,000 deaths attributed to the coronavirus, and that does not include an underaccounting that is happening in many places, particularly like Italy and Spain, where if someone has died, if they were not tested prior to dying and had it confirmed that they had the coronavirus, they don't even count that in the numbers of coronavirus deaths. So there's a sort of a built-in underreporting based on how they're qualifying these deaths. Anyway, here in the US, we've gone from the end of January, where it was only a handful of known cases. Of course, back then underreported also because not a lot of testing was being done. But right now we have 243,000 cases in the US, almost 250,000, and over 6,000 people dead. And so this thing has mushroomed tremendously. Just in the last week or so, individual states have been setting, by law, people to shelter in place at home, only allowed to come out for essential services as defined by buying groceries, going to doctor's appointments, and things of that nature. And so here on Hollywood Beach, normally at this time of year, spring break, even though it's relatively early in the morning, a little before 8, this boardwalk would be normally teeming with people. The beach would have a lot of people out there. There'd be people in the ocean, and of course now there's nothing. All the shops and the entire beach have been closed for almost 2 weeks now. And so that's a view here in South Florida. In Hollywood, we've got it better than most, just in terms of living in a place where it's a great climate, and we do have the ability to come out and exercise and bicycle, and as long as you're keeping your distance from people and so forth. So relatively speaking, we have it good here compared to a lot of other places in the country. But just this week, estimates from the government said that it could be anywhere from 100,000 to 240,000 dead. That's the range right now that they're giving. So let's hope for the best, and hopefully everybody's doing everything they can to stay safe during this pandemic. It's a heck of a thing. First time in U.S. history since 1918, when they had a pandemic that took about 675,000 lives. And so this is quite a traumatic thing. The economy is getting really hammered, and $2 trillion package just got passed in the Congress last week. So everybody's doing their best to deal with it, but there's no end in sight. And that's the view here in Hollywood, Florida, Friday, April 3rd, 2020.